Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, man. I'm over here in this LA. A little under the weather today. You know what I'm talking about? But happy Father's Day, man, to all my real ones out there, man. Man, I was just sitting here, and as y'all know, I'm 3-4 hours ahead, behind everybody being out here in LA. And I woke up, man, about 4:35 this morning, and I had this humorous meme with me with a clown nose and a clown wig on, man. Really funny though. I ain't gonna really get into it, man. I ain't gonna really just dig and dive into it as much as I want to. But I'm gonna address something, right? Because when y'all sit back and y'all look at the history of this whole situation, with this whole situation with me and this Freddy cat, right? As y'all can see, I've always given Buddy his flowers. Even in the heat of moment. In the heat of the moment, when we having differences as men, I still gave the brother his flowers. Right? And it seems to me, man, the dog really got a personal problem with me. But the problem that I got with the situation, everybody coming on here taking up for him. The meme dude, he creates memes. That's his thing. He does memes. I wasn't the first person that the meme dude created a meme about. So I ain't mad at him. You know what I mean? I'm going to let him do his thing. Because that's what he do. But Freddy reposted it. And when he reposted it, now I got a problem with it because it's personal. You know what I mean? It just shows the integrity that I've been talking about ever since all of this started. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling y'all this, but let me give y'all a history lesson, right? And we're going to keep it about the car culture. I don't care about no man's personal life. I don't get involved in folks' business. I appreciate all y'all from Miami that has sent me, you know what I mean, these crazy DMs about this dude, man, and his past and his life and things that's happened to him. But I just want y'all to know, man, I don't move that way. You know what I mean? That don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And that could easily be me in those type of situations. Not as far as, you know. Anyway, I just don't want to be a part of that. But let me say this, man. Let's just go back to when Freddy owned the shop, right? The same. Kenny is Freddy 2.0. If anybody in South Florida knows anything about cars and the culture in South Florida, etc., etc., Freddy is Kenny 2.0. You know what I mean? Taking people's money, overcharging for the work. You know what I mean? All type of crazy shit, man. You know what I mean? I can get some of these guys on this and had they run-ins with dog in regards to cars and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to gain nothing by talking down on Freddy. You know what I mean? That's why I've never talked him down on him. That's the reason why I never got into a verbal conversation with him in regards to how I truly feel about him as a man. You know what I mean? But when you get on here and you make a post about where my car at or where my donk, and I can't build a donk if my life depended on it. Actually, I can build a donk if my life depend on it. And you've seen my work. My work at 30% was colder than your work at 100%. If you go back and look at Ross's 57 Bel Air, Everything he did out that car, except probably some little billet pieces that he had made, he bought out a catalog. None of it was one-off. None of it was custom, you know what I mean? None of that. That's the reason why when he bought the green and silver 57 that belonged to my homeboy that's locked up right now, I mean the 55, that's the reason why Ross enjoys that car more, is because it's a better built car. You know what I mean? It was built by one of the homies in LA that I ride bikes with. You know what I mean? The car actually belonged to a cat that went to the feds and ended up buying the car and selling it to Ross. But when you park them next to each other, we're talking about two totally different type of builds. You know what I mean? Dog has always wanted to be a part of that lowrider culture on the West Coast. You know what I mean? When you go sit back and you go and watch old videos of Freddie when he was doing the East Coast Riders video, he was never a donk nigga. He used to talk down about the donks. You know what I mean? He was totally against the donks. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden here we are 20 years later. Now he for the donk culture. But in all honesty, all y'all got to do is go on TikTok. There's videos of him, you know what I mean, having conversations about the donk culture and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That shit was funny to him. You know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden, man, you know what I mean, he back super cool about the donk culture, but never was for the donk culture. I'm for the culture in a whole. And I think that some of y'all that gets on here and comment, y'all really don't know my history, man, when it comes to cars. For me to be so passionate about these shops robbing people. You know what I mean? He made something on his post about none of the shops fuck with me. In all actuality, have y'all ever heard me get on here and talk about any shop that I've dealt with in the past outside of I-95? As a matter of fact, on my videos, y'all see some of the shops that's done work with me, making comments on my post and interacting with me. You know what I mean? I'm giving them their flowers for lessons that they taught me, right? The difference between, everybody keep bringing up me and G Customs. The difference between me and G Customs has integrity. G Customs built my car. He started out building it. And once we realized that it wasn't what I wanted to the expectations, he took full accountability for it, man. He didn't blame it on nobody else. You know what I mean? None of that. So when you sit back and you look at the situation, he gave me a 57 Bel Air, you know what I mean, in exchange for, you know what I mean, the differences that we had. So y'all keep bringing up me and G into these conversations because of me and G's past, but me and G still, in the present situation, that's still my man's. Let's fast forward. He said that I can't build a car, right? Last time I checked, homie, I got one of my keys. I got one of your keys that my bike won, even when you banned me from your show. You know what I mean? Your judges walked around that car show and realized it wasn't nothing as cold as my car. I mean, my bike. So I won your key. I put your key on my Rolls Royce keychain because that's all. It's not worth nothing to me. It's just like a keychain that you go and buy in the motherfucking CVS or at the gas station. That shit don't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? It may mean something to others, but it don't mean nothing to me. So I treated the key as a keychain. It was on my keychain for like 2 years. And then my son asked me for it, right? And I gave it to my son. And he likes that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I gave it to him. So we're going to go to my truck after I won Ross's show. Before I built my dually, frame off and did everything that I did to my dually, how many people did y'all see riding big boy dualies? It wasn't many brothers, you know what I'm saying, that I knew that was doing it. I'm not going to say I was the first that did it, but you know what I mean, when it comes to the popularity of it. You know what I'm saying? Even with the big wheel baggers. But nobody going all gold on the big wheel baggers and rose gold, man. I created that culture for us to start going the gold route and the rose gold route. And all you got to do is go fact check it. Not many people was doing it. I'm not going to say I was the first one, but I popularized it. You know what I mean? And made people want to go that route. Let's talk about the rose gold thing. So I'm a creative innovator. You know what I mean? People look at my life and absolutely they take pages out of it, you know what I'm saying, and apply it to their own life. And I appreciate everybody for that, man. You know what I mean? Even when you get to compression wheels. I wasn't the first person to buy compression wheels. Lynn from Turkey Leg Hut was the first to buy compression wheels. However, I was the first one that started pushing them towards the dunks, right? And Florida wasn't the first people with them on a dunk. You know what I mean? My homeboy Vince with the 73 red Impala with the roaster shop chassis that don't nobody see because he's not an internet guy. But I'm going to get him to send me some photos, and we're going to post some photos of dudes that was riding compression on a dunk years ago. You know what I'm saying? All y'all got to just go back on Kenny page. Kenny the one that put the wheels on the car, right? So let's get to, after that, let's get to everybody starting to ride these compressions. So all of y'all riding these compressions, y'all know where the shit was popularized from. So we ain't even got to get into that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to jewelry, innovative with that as well. But when it comes to this car shit, man, my dome, everybody was doing powder coat this, powder coat that, right? Hey, send me the pictures, your well plug. That's my boy right there, man, my man. So when you sit back and y'all try to say that all of these dudes was the first that did this, is the first that did that, that was never a part of my message. My message was to just give flowers to those that was before y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. You know, Coco say he don't give niggas flowers until they dead. But when you sit back and you talk about flowers, we're not talking about a literal aspect. We're talking about giving a brother his flowers or giving a brother credit. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for saying, hey, man, Lace was the one that told me to go that route. I told you to go that route, man, because I want you to be innovative, because you have a very large following. You got a large brand. I've always spoke highly of what you got going on, and I just feel like people underrate it and people don't give you the flowers. So I'm going to give them to you. That's the reason why I said about the Raw show. Freddie been a swagger jacker probably his whole life. You know what I mean? Bro, you is from the East Coast. You're not an LA nigga, but he wants to be a LA nigga. That's the reason why he joined the professionals, the car club. And if y'all want to know, the judges that's a part of the car show, they are with the car club, the professionals from LA, one of the biggest car clubs on the West Coast. Freddie is a member. You know what I mean? See, I don't want to pull a curtain back because at the end of the day, that's Rick Ross's car show. Freddie, you know, I can go and put Young Lace's car show, and that's mine. You know what I mean? My money, my innovations, my ideas, everything. You know what I'm saying? Freddie go do a show, it has to have Rick Ross's name attached to it to motivate people to come, because Freddie is not for the people. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not for the people, you're going to continue to act out in the manner that you acting out in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to post this meme, regardless of who made the meme or where the meme came from. You know what I mean? You still reposted it. You know what I'm saying? But you have yet to pick up the phone and call me and let's talk like man to man. I don't have no beef with you. If we had some beef, I wouldn't even be on this internet addressing this situation. The last time you got disrespectful with me, I took a first class flight to Miami and I went on live riding around Miami and I told you every location that I was at. I found out what restaurant you like to eat at on the beach. I went to that restaurant as well. I went in there, sat down, had me something to eat, went on live, let everybody know where I was at. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if it was beef, we would have been to handle that situation. But it ain't no beef, bro. It ain't no beef. You know what I mean? And I just don't like what you're doing, man, to the culture, bro, to the people. That's been my message, you know what I mean? And for somebody that's for the culture and for the people, you could have hit me up and been like, hey, Lace, what you saying, man? If there was something that I was saying that wasn't right, or something that I was saying that I said out of context, as a nigga that's for the people, you should have contacted me man to man and said, hey, Lace, I think this the direction that you need to go. I think this the direction that you need to go. Not sitting back, you know what I mean, making a clown emoji about a nigga that clearly is well respected. I can't speak for what you pillow talk with niggas about and y'all talk about behind closed doors. All I can talk about, man, is the way you niggas talk to me in my face. You know what I'm saying? You done 5 Rick Ross's car show. How many charity events have you done since that car show started? Not one. How many times have you opened the gates up and let all kids come in for free? Right? How many times have you went back and did a back to school situation for the kids? Not Ross. I'm talking about solely you. You know what I mean? Because guess what? People bring their kids there. People bring their family there. And they spend thousands of dollars to come there and support y'all. right? But what at one point have you given back in the 5 years that y'all been doing that? When have y'all given back to the culture? When have y'all given back to the community? I do it every year, my brother, and I've been doing it long before that. Y'all tag Trader Truth. Man, I took that same show truck that y'all talking about when there was a hurricane tore through Louisiana, and Trader Truth called me and asked me to come and help because he needed guys with big trucks. Man, I drove a show truck with $500,000 in it and went down there tying chains to my bumper to pull down trees off of elderly people's homes, man, that was trapped in their home. You know what I mean? That's what I do for the people. That's what I do for the culture. You know what I mean? I do turkey giveaways every year, toy giveaways every year. Where we give away $20,000, $30,000 worth of toys out my pocket. I do that every year. That's the type of talk that when you for the people, that's the type of talk that I would expect it, for you to have. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I ain't gonna get on here going back and forth with the BS is because I ain't a BS nigga. I don't do BS shit. You know what I'm saying? And I got a son that watches me. And today, Father's Day, and I'm spending my Father's Day, a brief moment of it, addressing this situation because the people want to know. The people is tired of the bullshit, bro. I never said nothing wrong to nobody on this internet. I don't get disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna sit back and get disrespectful with you. But what you did, man, was flawed. It was fraud. You know what I mean? And it was really childish, man. You know what I'm saying? And for a nigga to say he a boss, I expect something a little bit different from you, man. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure with you working underneath somebody, man, that is high profile as Rick Ross, that you would conduct yourself in a different manner. You know what I mean? Even the other day, getting on live, arguing with Romo. You know what I mean? A boss wouldn't have never did that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the only people that know the truth is you, Romo, and all of y'all that was involved. So instead of you getting on the internet, instead of you getting on here on the internet, you should have picked up the phone. Man, you right, big bro. I ain't gonna give it to him, man. I ain't gonna give it to him. I ain't gonna give it to him just yet. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it to him in his face. But while we on the internet, I'm just saying, bro, we got to do better as a people, man. We got to do better as a whole. You know what I mean? But while we at it, Freddie can't fuck with a fraction of me. You know what I'm saying? He can't fuck with me addressing. He can't fuck with me in building no car. He can't fuck with me on no aspects of his daily life. He can't fuck with me with no broads. He can't fuck with me with no jewelry. You can't fuck with me in no shape, form, or fashion. So for somebody to sit back and have a conversation about me, man, to the point where you put a clown emoji on me. Come on, bro. We can go tit for tat. We can go however you want to go, head for head on all levels of life, man. And I'm gonna beat you every time. I can beat you on every aspect of life, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit back and I ain't gonna assault you. I'm not gonna assault or assassinate your character because it ain't a part of who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Just because you stoop low don't mean I'm gonna stoop low. I'm gonna sit up on the top. You know what I mean? And keep doing what I'm doing. But the difference between me and you ruining Rick Ross's car show. I'm gonna bring a blessing to it. If I attach my name to Rick Ross's car show, the world gonna want to come see what Lace gonna do. You know why? Because of the history, man. Niggas know what I'm talking about. Niggas know what I'm saying, and everything that I'm saying is stomped down the truth. Everything that I'm saying is stomped down the truth. If Ross was to put me in the same place that he put you, I wouldn't even accept the position. You know what I mean? It's gonna be Rick Ross and Young Lace's car show. That's gonna be the headline. It ain't gonna be no Rick Ross, because I don't need him to do a motherfucking thing for me. You know what I mean? I don't need nobody to do nothing for me. I've been getting mine out the mud for 100 years. And if the people really want to know, they can go and tag Ross. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to bring the people. I ain't going to bring the problems. I ain't going to bring the headache. I ain't going to bring no circus to the show, man. I'm going to bring the real to the show. And the real is the way the show supposed to be ran, it's going to be ran the right way. I don't need no help from nobody, man. You dig what I'm saying? And anybody from Texas, anybody from Miami. Man, I was down there in Miami. That's where I met Freddie at. You know what I was rolling in Miami? The same car that you bought now. I had that when they first came out. I took a car and took it to Auto Firm. Brand new 458 Ferrari. As a matter of fact, you got a 488. I took a brand new 458 Ferrari, dropped it off at Auto Firm, and made him redo the interior like it was a box Caprice. I did the same thing to a Phantom. You can't do that to lease cars. You know what I'm saying? I did all of that to all of them. Go on the Auto Firm's page and y'all go back and research what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? A Wraith. I had a Wraith in 2013 when they first hit the lot. I bought the demo car, the one that they had up there for everybody to come and look at. You just now getting a Wraith. You just now getting a Ferrari. I was doing that shit, bro, when you was hitting switches and lowriders, man. That was your thing. That was what you rode every day. That was your everyday car. You know what I'm saying? Every picture the dude ever posted of a vehicle, 99% of them was never his. There was always somebody else's cars that he worked on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever give me nothing. I got mine out the fat of the land. You understand? But I ain't gonna sit back, man, and I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna jump down to your level. I'm out here in LA. One of my homeboys passed away. You know what I mean? And I've really been out here, man, just trying to give me a peace of mind. And then I wake up and I see this. That ain't cool. That ain't real. And I hope that at some point, all your minions and the people that sit back and, you know what I mean, liking your pictures and commenting on your pictures, you know what I mean, laughing and putting that key in your back. I hope they reach out to you, man, and just let you know that shit was not player at all, man. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna get off of focus. The podcast still dropping. And for y'all that's been in my DM about my podcast, first and foremost, I didn't ask y'all to subscribe. I didn't ask y'all to pay no money towards nothing that I had going on. I didn't ask y'all to do none of that. All I asked y'all to simply do was to follow. You know why? Because I don't need no money, man. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this, man, because you know how many people that went through the same thing that I'm going through. And so if I can sit back, and some people can't afford to go to to